What's up, guys? I'm back from Costa Rica. I'm back in the States. I'm going to be updating this page more and more and more now that I'm back. And I'm also going to be talking about some new tips and tricks that I was using while in Costa Rica to build up on Instagram and my other social networks. And I was going to apologize for this backlighting, but I kind of like it. It's like heavenly. In the class that I had, and then in some of the other videos, we talk about the two apps, Captivate and Cleaner for Instagram, and how we're not using those as a follow-unfollow method. Okay, we're not. That's a tactic. That's a surface level tactic to get your numbers up. All right. The only reason that we're using Captivate to follow people that like a certain artist or a certain band, and Cleaner to get rid of people that do not follow us back. The only reason that we're doing that is because we want to engage with people that follow us back and have a meaningful engagement. And because you can only follow so many people and that'll cap off, we want to get rid of the people that we can't have an interaction with, right? That if we're following somebody and they're not following us back, there's no interaction, so we want to get rid of them and open up the door for more people and more interaction. That is it. This is all about authenticity, sincerity. This is going to take work. This is not going to be like some sort of an Instagram, YouTube hack. This isn't going to be like 1,000 followers in one day. You're going to build a strong, authentic fan base. And you can either do it yourself or you can pay somebody else to do it, but there really is no fast way to get around this kind of stuff unless you want to pay for influencer marketing, which we will get into later in another video. So let's get right to it. This is going to be step-by-step how to grow not just on Instagram, but using Instagram to grow Spotify as well, and YouTube, and even Facebook. Let's get right into it. So when you're using Captivate, the goal is following people and getting them to follow you back. And let's just say you want to go for a band like The Killers. What I would recommend is going for a band smaller. The reason is there's probably a lot of people that are interacting with The Killers content on Instagram that aren't actually fans of The Killers or don't really care about new bands, and the numbers just aren't going to translate well. If you're using a smaller band, like, I don't even know, something like Lucero, there's probably, only Lucero fans on their page. Now, if you want to do The Killers, what I would recommend is going to the Killers fan page or like the Killers tour poster page on Instagram and following that way, because they're probably all Killers fans interacting with that content. So when you're then in that case, when you go to like the Captivate is very easy to use. If you just go ahead and like look at how to use it. So then you end up following a bunch of people, and every single person that follows you back, you want to write them a message. Now, these are the tiers of messages that you can write. You can write a copy and paste message. You're gonna get a zero reply rate, and that's not what we want. That is what spammers do, especially musicians. We're so bad at that. You can do hey, and then their username, and then the message as well. Also, spammy, not really that good, not effective, very inauthentic, okay? Then you can do, hey, their actual name, which means you clicked on their profile, you just check it out, see what their actual name is, and then the message. A little bit better, but the best would be if you're sticking to just The Killers, which means everyone that you're following in that time frame is following you back. You know they're Killers fans. You could say, hey, their first name, I'm also a Killers fan, I love their first album, and start a conversation. Basically, it's like sitting in a bar and your favorite band comes on, and the guy next to you notices the guy next to you likes them too, and you say, oh man, dude, I love these guys, this is awesome, and then you start talking about like your favorite tunes or whatever, and that is what you want to do in an authentic relationship. If you want people to love your music and you don't also want to love them, it's kind of bullshit, and like maybe you should think about doing something else. This is all about building like authentic friendships and relationships. So that is the most effective, all right? Now in the message, I usually write like, hey, after you get like, hey, John, I'm a Killers fan too. I love their first album. Like, what do you like? That'll start a nice conversation, just like I said, as though you're sitting at the bar together. Then what happens is it kind of moves along, and you say, we have our stuff up for free on Spotify. I'd love for you to check it out and tell me what you think. And there you immediately say free, so they know it's free, and there's going to be like a little, oh, thank God this guy's not just trying to sell me like to donate to his Kickstarter. And then Spotify, put the link in there, zero friction. They can click right on it and listen. And then I'd love to know what you think. Now what that is a little bit more incentive for them to write you back, and you'd be surprised at how many people will listen and reply and be like, oh, I love this song, I love the the guitar in this one. It's really, really great, really, really effective. So now once that happens, I usually say like, hey, like if you like it, give us a follow. It helps us out. And I kind of make it like sound like a little bit funny, like however you want to word it, but kind of like it makes us look good, basically. Like if you liked it, like hit follow on Spotify. It makes us look good. And then continue a little bit of a conversation. It doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be like long. Not everyone is sitting on their Instagram and has time for a huge conversation anyway. Then I would send them, what I do is a music video that we have on YouTube. And I say like, check out this music video that we shot. I kind of do one of the higher end music videos that we have. Check out this music video that we shot. It was super fun. What do you think? And then they'll watch it and be like, oh man, it was awesome. Be like, well dude, like, can you hit like subscribe? And like not subscribe to get the next videos that we're gonna send. Just not subscribe. It also makes us look good. And they'll do it. And then you can do the same thing. After the conversation towards Facebook. And it really is an authentic relationship. Now they're following you on all the social platforms, which is great too, because they're getting more of you. That's at that point they're a fan, so that's what they're gonna want anyway. So that is how you can use, excuse me, Instagram to grow on Facebook and on YouTube and on Spotify. Now, I have people do this, and they get really discouraged because the reply rate is really low. So one thing that you can do is you can go to the people that are not replying to you but did see your original message, because in the thread you can see like it says seen, like the message that you put, and just write back to them again and just say like, hey, did you ever get a chance to check it out? I know you're busy, like no worries anyway, but like would love to know what you think. And that way you're building relationships, rapport. People are going to like you. You are going to like them. Now, to take it a step further, is eventually the conversations fizzle away, and then you start moving on to new ones. Is I like scrolling back a couple weeks in the messages and just like kicking up a conversation real quick. That like whether it's about the band or whatever it is, like not about you, not to just say like, oh, check this out, and then like us on Facebook, something like a little bit more authentic, just to pull them in. This is the technique of kind of going deep and not wide. So you're not just trying to get like 1,000 followers in one day. You're trying to get like 10 fans per day. The more you do this, the better the result is going to be. I usually tell people to do it for 21 days at very least and just see how your engagement is going up. I like to track my engagement and how many followers I get and all that stuff. I personally find this really, really fun. So I do hope that helps. I want you guys to at least try it. If you're going to hire a social media company, these tactics, and there are going to be some other ones, are the ones that they're using. So that's kind of what you're paying for somebody else to do the time. So if you have a high paying job and you don't have the time to do it, and you'd rather go home and cuddle with a dog and watch Lost or something like that, I don't even know what TV shows are out anymore. That's cool, and you can pay somebody else to do it. But what you don't want is to lose the personal touch. That's why I would never have somebody pay. I would never pay somebody to do mine, because I don't want to lose the personal feel of it. I wouldn't want somebody messaging someone on my behalf. So I recommend doing that, guys. Let me know what you think. You would be surprised at how effective this is. Remember, go deep. Don't just try to get a bunch of followers. It does not matter how big your numbers are. That kind of ended, when you could buy Facebook likes, when you would have like, when your buddy's band would have like 500 likes on their page, and then like the next day have like 20,500 likes on their page, and it was like, all right, come on. So effective, love it. It's great. It's just like talking to fans after a show. See ya.